Okay. Had to tweak something. I think that probably worked though. We'll see in just a second. If it does cut out again, then at least I know what to fix for the next round. Okay. So we had an update for V9, which is a new app that I use for my facial mocap stuff. Basically, the update wiped out all the progress that I had made previously. Basically, let's just go ahead and get into the game. There you go. That's fixed a little bit. Okay. We'll go over all that stuff while I do things in the game that I need to catch up on real quick. But yeah, the V9 app update, it basically wiped out all the progress that I made on the customization and optimization stuff that I was doing all of yesterday after swapping from XR Animator and VC Face. I basically was having a lot of trouble with using my expression packs that I made in Unity, and was causing a lot of lag on my model in the game. Audio was fine, but like the model itself was lagging out. So like, as you can see now, this is moving pretty well. I'm pretty happy with it. I did put a tutorial up over on the Red app, so if you are having any trouble with it and you use VC Face yourself, go ahead and feel free to check that out. I go over all the setting adjustment stuff. One thing to note though is I do not use iPhone, I use webcam. So if you use iPhone, I don't know anything about the ArtKit stuff. Just really rudimentary stuff that entails. It's more focused on Android and webcam capture stuff. Alright, so I think I have cooldowns that I can burn. Let's see here. Yeah. Run a scan real quick for Auctionator. Let me know if I'm too loud, if the volume stuff is too loud. Oh, I don't know if I have my chat set up over here. I'm using a new broadcasting thing too. Just testing out some of the customization options over here via Streamlabs. I know that kind of runs through OBS, but I have different layouts for different stuff, so this is partially a stream test as much as it is anything else. Chat box is not on though, so I don't know if that's something I can do while I'm live. Perhaps. Yeah. I do see the chat, so that's not an issue. But as far as being able to implement the chat live, I'm a little new with the Streamlabs thing. I'm sure there's an easy way to do it, but we'll figure that out for the next stream. This is gonna be a short one anyway. I need this stuff. The WoW add-on that I'm using to be able to resize and move stuff is called Move Any, I believe. If anyone is wondering how I'm doing that. This is through Auctionator and TSM. Need one of these and these. Fell cloth. Actually, before I buy it, I have to grab the Philosopher's Stone anyway for the crafting. On the Transmute Arcanite cooldown. But yeah, so I spent all morning trying to go over, and some of the afternoon going over how to fix my V9 setup.
What do you need?
That's kind of a nightmare, but I did make the guide. If anybody else is struggling with that kind of stuff and has any questions, feel free to ask. I think I got most of it figured out. I can't really do the expression pack thing yet. I need to adjust some of the blend shapes prior to implementation with that, and then I'll probably have to sit down like next weekend and go over all of the different keys and wiring in the node for V9 to be able to fix that. What am I doing? I need a craft first. I didn't check if I had cloth. But yeah, and then we're gonna do some crafting stuff here in a while. Maybe do some manual crop pummeler farming too for raid on Tuesday. Check if I got fell cloth for this and my other druid alt on this account. Moon cloth cooldowns. Yeah, it's been a hectic morning for sure. Pretty happy with how everything turned out though. Thankfully I just worked on all that stuff, so it was pretty fresh in my mind. Could have been a little bit more nightmarish if that wasn't the case. Fell cloth.
Lokar.
That away. I do not see any fell cloth. And keep that in my inventory. And pretty sure that's about it. I'm gonna dropped off my Onyxia scale cloak. I don't even think I'm gonna be raiding BWL anymore, but I do need the boots the Shadow Flame from Neff. So I might put something together for that. Go ahead and just sell some of this stuff, get some extra cash flow coming in. Eh. Get the fell cloth. There is no fell cloth? One sec. It's like attached to something. Whatever. Yeah, we can grab 5. Split it and send it over to the alt. Earth over to Moonglade real quick, do this craft. Log in on the alt, do the same thing. Last few times I've came out here, it's normally people fighting the dragon. I get caught up in the crossfire from that. Kind of funny to watch. Mostly Alliance players, it seems like, too. I think they were just more on top of that. With the Scarab Lord stuff. Oh, right there. We're gonna hurt back. What is happening? Not part of my own. Yeah. Hello, hello. Sell this mooncloth real quick. Pop over to the alt, craft that mooncloth. Yada yada. This is just access. We can just let that go. That's actually, I got it for a cheap price, so maybe I should hang on to that, but whatever. We're gonna go ahead and head over to Grom'gal real quick. I should boon that. I don't have any boons on. Tap a couple of those. Get this character over by the Zeppelin, go over to Grom'gal, we'll fly over down to Goody Bay, get the Goblin Transponder, go through the little portal and or teleporter, farm some MCPs, and then once I get this guy over to the Zeppelin, swap over to my alt, make that mooncloth craft, list that. Once I can get like right on the Zeppelin, or when I pull up, but I think it's gonna be a second. Let me just, you know, lick my finger, put it in the air. Yup, yup. The winds are telling. According to my calculations, the Zeppelin will not be here when I get to the top. Okay. Yeah, that V9 thing though, that was quite a pain. Quite a pain, but the update seems like it's doing really, really well. Oh, I think I threw my arm sway stuff off. I was messing around with that tutorial, so I don't think I have the hand movements on right now. No matter. Mail. Bust the Moonglade Hearth out real quick. On him. The drip, dude. The drip. Go ahead and craft that real quick. I need to figure out how to use the chat thing, but I don't understand because it's confusing me. I get it in OBS. I don't know how to do it in this one, unfortunately. Box is there. Bar. Don't worry about that. Hide the text. And bust the Thunderbluff Earth back out. Maybe I just no, because the Zeppelin. I wonder if I can tweak this a little bit. New settings, tracking effects. New settings apply. Oh, I just missed it. No. Arm angle. Arm tracking during BSF animation. Arm spray. Arms and hands. I must turn that off. I must have turned that off during the tutorial thing. Wait for the Zeppelin all over again. And Boone. Like Ren just went out too, huh? Swap back into Barrel. Innervate myself. Gear swap while we're waiting. Put on Warlord gear. Come on, Furious Blessed Bulwark. Molten Belt or Taut Dragonhide? Dragon Slayer, Dark Iron Ring. Tyranny, Smoking Part of the Mountain. Polarizer. Book looks so silly for BWL drop, man. Sad. Stage. Shuffle that up real quick. Poor guy's gonna miss it. Poor fella. Yeah. Hop over to Ramgal down to Booty Bay and then get the Goblin Transponder, go through the teleporter, run our 5 resets for the annual Crowd Pummeler, best in slot for a Druid tank, do tank for my guild. We do raids, Twitch exclusive raids on Tuesdays, midnight EST. If you ever want to check those out, kind of a fun perspective. I play hybrid, Druid tank, DPS, and heals, all kind of in a combination of one another, wherever it fits best.
What can I do for you? What?
Things on me, I probably could have. Oh, doesn't matter anyway. Get the Zanza buff while I was out here. There we go. Hand movements are back. It's like incredibly fast. Might tweak that. More frames. Oops. Wait a minute. That's weird. Maybe it's just showing me how much I could get. I don't know. That could be way more than 30 though. If that were the case. Don't believe I have a transponder. He gives me it. I go through here. Maybe sneak, sneak, sneak. Something is definitely funky, man. Like, I don't know how to open that guy. Pick that up, and I can also counter. I should have a chat box though. Like, if I go to, if I have a chat box, chat box. Huh. It's a new layout, so. I'll figure it out. Figure it out before next stream. This is more so troubleshooting and stuff with the new broadcast application. Streamlabs. I'm liking it so far. Did notice one huge error, but I'll talk about that at a separate time. Might be a user issue, more than likely. Program's only as smart as the person operating it. Hello. How goes it? Sorry, you can't see the chat box right now. I'm trying a new layout thing and I forgot to implement the chat box currently, but I do see the chats. I'm doing very good. How about yourself? just farming MCPs right now, which are manual crowd pummelers. They're best in slot druid weapons because of the increased haste that they give you on your attacks. That thing right there increases attack speed by 50% for 30 seconds, has 3 charges. It does deplete when you the internet. I'm from the internet. United States. What about yourself? Where are you from? Texas? I've been through Texas before. Nah, not really interested, bud. Good luck in your search, though. I already said no, brother. I do wish you luck, though, on your hunt. I respect the hustle. Got 4 more resets of this. I think Alter might be streaming here in just a second, so let me check on that while I'm running back out of here after this kill. She is, and that gives me a good excuse to figure out my chat box stuff. don't think I added it to all my scenes, and I think that's the issue here. Two in a row. That guy real quick. This way. See if Walter is streaming yet. Seems like everything's working really well in this now, except for just the chat function thing, and then I have that bitrate issue for the other thing. But in terms of quality and playback and everything, audio seems like it's relatively decent. I could maybe tweak a little bit on my vocal stack filters and such. At a certain point, I really should just sidechain to duck the desktop audio behind the voice. I think that'll probably be another improvement I'm looking at. Other stuff that we have coming up is I'm going to be doing streams next week, which I will come out with a schedule for tomorrow night, and the game that we're going to be playing for that. Reset? No, it's reset. Okay. Game we're going to be playing for that is a Warhammer 40k game called Inquisitor. I believe it released in 2018. I have not played it yet, but I am looking forward to playing it. It went on sale a little bit ago via Steam, and I just haven't had a chance to get around to it yet. I've been working pretty heavily on doing this VTube model, which I made myself, and then learning all the different programs, applications, broadcasting stuff. Still have a little bit of the training wheels on, if you can't tell already, but we're gonna move past that pretty quick here. I think I have a decent handle on what's going on with everything after having my hands on it for a little bit. So I'm gonna come out with some new graphics and stuff next week as well. Get our stickers and our emotes set up. We're gonna have our facial expression kit. Should be able to be adapted in not next week, but the following week, after I get a little more hands-on with that. I had it working in XR Animator and VC Face really well, but I have an issue with that with streaming for some reason. There's some kind of conflict with that. I think it's the fact that XR Animator and VC Face both being on at the same time just doesn't want to cooperate, and I tried to assign threads for that, but a little bit over my head, I'm not gonna lie to you. There's probably a way to do it. I did run as admin on those things, and it seemed like it improved a little bit, but with games that are like MMOs, which is more graphic intensive, which is a lot of the stuff that I'll be playing anyway, not that this is graphic intensive, but the other games, it just seems like it has a lot of complications in it. So we're using the V9 stuff, the new update, when it wiped out everything. Kind of hindered my progress a little bit, but I think it's actually a drastic improvement. Again, I did put a tutorial together for the V9 update on what settings you should adjust in order to get better results. That does not apply to the ArtKit iPhone stuff, so if you work with that, that is... I don't know anything about it, other than the very fundamental things. How to get it set up. No MCP there, which is okay, because we got 2 in a row first. Do a couple more resets of this, but yeah. So look for next week. I'm gonna post on all of my socials and stuff too. about that Inquisitor playthrough series through Warhammer 40k. We're doing a Psyker playthrough, so that should be a lot of fun. I haven't played the game before, but the Crusader is supposed to be like the easy mode, the most overpowered and easiest to maintain. Psyker is supposed to be a ton of fun, and it plays like Diablo, like an ARPG. So it's that kind of play style, but it's set in the 40k universe. It looks like a lot of fun gameplay. Most of the stuff that I've seen in the trailers and whatnot, though, I think are those Crusader playthroughs. So it's more like a melee-heavy tank-style playthrough. Whereas with the Psyker, you're doing a lot of psychic abilities, warp influence stuff. So I wonder if it affects the storyline and stuff. I don't know if it's one of those games where you have multiple outcomes or anything like that. I haven't looked too deeply into that, but it's the first game I've ever played in Warhammer 40k where you get to play as a Psyker besides the Grey Knights. I believe it's called Demon Gate. That's the Grey Knights one. But yeah, so check socials and stuff. If you don't follow already, I would greatly appreciate that you do. This was more so just a test stream while I'm Moonclaw sold. While I'm getting used to the new streaming platform stuff. Again, we're gonna have to fix that chat. The chat's gonna be the core issue here. I think I have I think this comes with a different way that you can do clipping and stuff. I'll have to look into that too, maybe watch a tutorial on that. I do a lot of my clip editing stuff through DaVinci Resolve currently. I have dabbled in some other ways to do it, but DaVinci Resolve seems like the most leeway and control. Also the most time consuming. Everything. Same thing with OBS, like you have the most control, but it's also hardest to wrap your head around. I am going to be doing some review stuff after I get some more hours under my belt with this, Nexus, V9. I want to try to see if we can do Neb implementation via the nodes. I think that would be really big for the facial expression setup. Person's gonna fight me. If anyone has any questions about my World of Warcraft UI, I have it for both Classic Anniversary, and Mists of Pandaria Classic. So if you want to use this layout, it's a ElvUI profile. Pretty easy to set up. I can send it directly to you either via DM for the import string, or I can maybe even set up like just a resource page on my Discord itself, so you can get it at your leisure. Let me know if you'd be interested in that. I think it's a really good one if you have a character class like Warrior, Paladin, and Druid, where you have multiple stances. You have to stance a little bit, performs, stuff like that. Gives you a lot of leeway. I think it's like 109 hotkeys, which is good for like if you're a big macro user. I do most of my stuff manually though. With Druid, it's just how I learned to do it. I did use macros back in the 2019 Classic, but it seems really comfortable to just be able to hotkey everything instead. Took a while for me to to figure out how to hotkey everything in a way that seemed very comfortable and reactive and intuitive, but I think I've finally accomplished it after 20 years of playing the game. Took long enough, right? Alright, so we got one more reset of this. I think the World of Warcraft stuff will be a lot more manageable too. I can pretty much just raid log for that. Probably do some grinding stuff. I might put together a little druid guide here at some point too. That might be fun. I feel like there's so many that exist already though, but like Ebb Flows, Aladrills, Soda Poppins, like those are all really respectable players. Torty does some good work too, but more of a retail player. I don't know what he's up to now though. I haven't played retail. I have it, but I don't got around to loading it up and playing it recently. Probably won't, realistically. I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like WoW, like retail WoW especially, is dying out finally. I don't know if it was development fault. I know story plot just looks kind of rough, but cinematics and stuff too, like it's just I don't know. The older iterations of the game just feel better, I suppose. Maybe it's just nostalgia, maybe it's bias, I don't know what you would call it. Alright, last kill, fingers crossed. No dice. Alright. Gonna fly back now. I'm probably gonna wrap up stream there. This is really, again, just like a troubleshooting thing, just touching base on a little bit of WoW talk. Probably just raid logging going forward. I thought it was gonna be a lot more involved. They kind of scuffed the release though for AQ, so that whole thing didn't end up panning out. I don't know if we'll go back into BWL. It'd probably be a good idea too, just for the Boots of the Shadow Flame, so I can finish rounding out and hit armor cap. That doesn't really do it justice, but in bear form, with elixir and buffs and everything, I'm real close. I'm just shy of 14,000. armor, and I think the cap is like 14,500, 300 to 700 somewhere in that range. So pretty close to 75% damage reduction. But guild raids really late. I can only attend for the Tuesday night stuff going forward, given some of the other work requirements and whatnot. But again, we will have a schedule out this probably Sunday night, Monday morning. Lay out the plans for that playthrough stuff, maybe some guide reviews and some other stuff like that too. And then going forward from that, mostly just trying to figure out how to import those expression packs that I put together in Unity. We're getting really close to that though, so I'm hoping, you know, either end of next week or the following week after that. And we'll do the exclusive raids on Tuesdays at midnight EST for Druid Hybrid, tank, heals, DPS, all across the board for AQ content. Up in the air whether we'll do the VWL and MC stuff. Might do it on my alt. I do have the mage and the priest and everything as well, but I don't know how much time I really want to spend in WoW. I'd like to get back over to some other games, try some new stuff, maybe do a couple of collabs, maybe get into the Warhammer 40k stuff a little bit more as a focal point. Craft updates just kind of pulled me back in with the guild that I manage with my buddy, and yeah. But going forward from all that, that should be everything. Check my socials. Links should be in the panels under the video, or you can check my About Me. And we will get everything sorted out for next week. We're going to try to hit it hard. All right. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you have